台北电影节的观众朋友们，大家好！非常感谢大家点进来看今天我们的国际性导演竞赛入选导演的访谈影片。今天我们邀请到的是《烟消中我们狂欢》的导演米莉卡托莫维奇来到我们的访问现场。我们首先欢迎导演，也请导演跟我们打声招呼，说几句话。
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming in to see this online interview of Q&A with the director, Melissa Tomovich, from the film Kelty. So first of all, we would like to invite Melissa to speak a few words for us.
Okay, hello, everyone. It's really nice to be a part of this interview. Even though it's online, it's a great honor. And I don't know, this is always weird for me, but kind of cool because people have a chance to see these kind of interviews and maybe get a new perspective of the movie. We'll see, but this is what we are all trying to do here, I guess so.
那 Hello 大家好啊，我很高兴呢有这个机会能够在线上跟大家来讨论这部电影。那同时对我来讲也是一个很大的荣幸这样子哦。那讨论电影呢，有时候呢常常就是是一种怪怪的感觉，可是我觉得也很酷啊。也许呢大家可以在从里面呢得到对电影的一些新的想法或看法或是观点。
好，那我的第一个问题是，这部作品让我们回到将近20年前的塞尔维亚，享受台湾的观众可能对塞尔维亚那个时候的时代背景并不是这么的熟悉，想先请导演跟我们分享一下那个时候的塞尔维亚在你的理解里面大概是什么样的一个情形，以及为什么特别要选这样子的时代背景来拍摄您的这部作品。
Okay, so this film brings us back to Serbia 20 years ago. So for some of the Taiwanese audience, they may not know the situation back then in Serbia. So would you firstly talk a little bit about the situation back then, or what was it like during those times in Serbia, and also why choosing this specific area to be realizing your film?
Okay, so it was 30 years ago. It is set in 1993. Yeah, the time is passing real fast, so it's 2021. It's almost 30 years ago. It's a period of time when our country broke up, Yugoslavia, and the wars were held in Bosnia and Herzegovina, also in Croatia. I lived Back then, I lived, and I still do, in Belgrade, in Serbia. And it was 1993 for me, as an 8-year-old girl who didn't know what was going on, just felt a lot of different things and didn't understand actually what was happening. So this was kind of an interesting point of view that I wanted to take upon, because we all seen some kind of movies, stories that dealt with the 90s and our parts of the country, former Yugoslav countries, but never through a perspective of 8-year-old in Belgrade. I mean, it's not like it's something special, or but I thought it was relevant for all of us that did live in Belgrade in those years, and how we perceived the hyperinflation that came across upon our country, which meant that we very fastly all become very poor. And it was interesting thing that because the whole country and everyone became really poor and kind of degraded, but nobody paid attention to that. We all paid attention to each other and how to help out, how to like bring some eggs from some neighbors, and I don't know. People were kind of trying to live their lives even in the toughest point of their life back then. I don't know why I chose 1993. It was something interesting because it reflects our country today, but also the time we are living now, which was very hard at one point when we all got stuck together fighting this pandemic. and kind of resembles it. And also, the 90s are the era that I love the most. I love movies the most, I guess, because I grew up with them. Music the most, you know, the whole grunge era and everything. It really, you know, defined me as a person. So I guess I don't know if I answered correctly, but this was the things that that were interesting to me. And also because this was the first time I celebrated my birthday with my classmates, and it went horribly wrong. So it's like I shared a little trauma with this movie, my personal trauma.
OK，那基本上这个故事是发生将近30年前了，因为我的这个电影其实设定在1993年，那现在2021年是将近30年的时间啊、那基本上我当初这个设定在1993年这个时候，事实上是一个南斯拉夫这个国家呢在分崩离析的状态那很多国家都在战争之中，那也分裂成了这个波斯尼亚、这个赫塞哥维那跟克罗埃西亚等等的国家，在这些国家有战事。那当年呢，1993年呢，其实我呢住在这个塞尔维亚的首都贝尔格勒那当然我现在也是住在这里。那93年其实对我来讲，当年我就是一个8岁的小女孩，就像变动的小女孩一样。那其实那个时候我并不是很明确的知道说，在这个世界上发生这么大的这么的大事这样子只是说我有一些情绪，有一些感觉就是我感觉到有些东西，但是我并不明确知道是什么这样子。那我认为说这个是一个蛮有趣的观点我们看到有很多的电影呢，都是在讲述这个90年代的这个前南斯拉夫的各个的电影，但是我觉得很少有电影呢是从一个8岁小女孩的观点来看这个南斯拉夫当时的这个环境跟政局的故事那也并不是说我觉得这个观点有多么特别或怎么样，而是我觉得这个观点其实是用这个观点来讲故事是重要的一件事情，就是我们如何能够整个国家在体会这件事情，我们能够去体会这件事情的这个东西这样子。因为在当下，其实整个所有人都突然变成一个非常贫穷的状况那所有人的生活品质都急剧的下降，但是大家好像没有意识到这件事情，好像只有专注在说如何互相帮忙，也许是我需要蛋，我到你隔壁家借个蛋这样子，大家都是还蛮专注在生活活在当下这样子，即便这个当下这个时刻是非常艰难的。所以我要说来，其实我也不知道为什么要放在90年代，但是也许可以说放90年代有时候有一些东西是能够反映到我们现在的现实，现在的这个塞尔维亚的状况。那当然我们现在其实有点平行，我们正在处在一个这个冠状肺炎的这个全世界都在这个状况之下对我们大家来讲，我们也都关在一个地方，也是一个很艰难的一个时刻这样子。但是我喜欢90年代一个点是其实这个是我最喜欢的年代那我其实生长于90年代，我也认为90年代的种种呢，其实定义了我这个人这样子。那最后来讲呢，其实也有一些个人的因素这个是我第一次我自己8岁的时候，是真的是第一次办了这样的生日派对，但是这个派对也真的是有点搞砸了，那也在我的心里留下小小的创伤这样子，所以因此也想要借机把它表现出来。
刚刚导演有提到我们在故事里面看到这个生日派对的背景其实跟导演自身的经历有关，我们在这个影片里面也看到非常多的小朋友的角色，是不是可以先跟我们分享一下在小朋友的选角的状况是怎么样进行，以及既然这个故事跟导演自身经验有关，也特别跟我们分享一个8岁小女孩的选角是怎么样的角度去选到这位小演员的。
Okay, so since you mentioned that this film is actually related to your personal story or trauma as a 8-year-old girl, so it brought me to another question that the film is mostly about the birthday party of this little girl. So I was wondering that what was the casting of the children like? How did you select this 8-year-old, especially how did you select this 8-year-old girl to be in this film?
Well, we had a casting director, my friend Masha Neshkovic, with whom I done her first movie also, and I was casting director for her movie, also Searching for Children. So I paid it back, not in a good way, because it's a very it is a hard process where you're looking for children and who will be natural, but also like acting and wouldn't be cranky after 4 hours of shooting. So it's a bit tricky. And this is how it went. They went to all the acting schools for children, and we've seen a couple of I don't know, dozens of children, and I knew when I saw little Katarina, I knew right ahead that she will be the one. She's a very, very charming person, and she likes acting. And the most dangerous part was that she's so intelligent more than all of us who were in the crew. And it was really easy working with her, because you know, we were doing some acting rehearsals with the grown-ups and everything. We did a lot of improvisations, and she got it everything on the spot. Sometimes, because when you talk with her, I always talk with her like I do with the grown-ups. I never do like, oh, you know, like she's a kid. I was always kind of, she was my match, so I could talk to her freely, and she understood everything. It was really easy. I mean, the casting process is the hardest part. When you find the person, this is when it becomes really easy. And that was the same for the teenage daughter, Anya, who plays Tamara. I mean, when we all saw her, we really fell in love. She's a so grounded person, and she's so hardworking. I really love her, and I think she's so talented. It was really amazing working with both of them. It was easy. It wasn't hard. I really enjoyed it. I hope. Yeah. Okay.
那基本上整个选角的过程哦，其实是蛮困难的这样子哦。那我们选到这个片中这个小女儿这个角色呢，基本上呢，这个过程很辛苦。那我们的这个选角的指导啊，这个 Masha 是我的好朋友。那当初他在拍片的时候也需要是找小孩的角色，那我是升任为他的选角指导。那等于这一次是反过来这样子，他等于还我一个人情啊，作为我这部片的选角指导。那这整个过程其实在找的时候蛮困难，是因为一开始就要想说，到底我们要去哪找这些小朋友？那到底谁会演得自然？那到底谁能够撑过那么长的这个拍摄的期间这样子哦？所以最后我们最终还是去到一些表演学校去找这些小朋友。那我们没看过这个数十个小朋友这样子哦，那我们就找到了这个演这个小女儿的这个 Katrina。那我一看到她我就知道就是她了。因为他其实本人非常的有魅力，而且他也很喜欢演戏。那我们唯一遇到的一个危险的地方，反而是觉得他太聪明了，好像都比我们的这个都比我们这个工作人员都还聪明的感觉。所以其实跟他合作起来是非常的自然自在的。当我们在这个跟所有成人的演员呢一起做这个排练的时候有时候需要一些即兴的部分。那基本上他都可以在现场马上的临场发挥这样子哦。那我在跟他等于我在指导他演戏的时候，或者我跟他沟通的时候呢，其实就像一个跟成人讲话一样，我不需要去装童言童语这样子哦，他就像是跟我平起平坐的感觉这样子。那至于第二个这个大女儿这个角色呢其实也是差不多的。我们一看到她，我就觉得我很喜欢这个演员。那我觉得他是一个非常稳重的，而且也是非常这个认真的一个演员。那我非常喜欢他，我觉得他的才华非常的洋溢这样子。所以说总的来讲，就是寻找的过程是相当的困难。但是当我们找到了这两位演员之后，事实上呢，我们的合作都非常的简单，而且成果是非常丰硕的。
好，我们刚刚已经有稍微谈到这部作品的其中一个特性之一是角色非常的多。那除了人物非常多之外，他们之间的关系跟互动也相对来说非常的复杂。想要请教导演，非常大胆的在自己的第一部剧情场面里面就挑战这样子的多线叙事跟非常复杂的结构，对您来说写作剧本的部分最困难的可能是什么样的关卡
？So since we talk about the characters, this film is noted for multiple characters and also multilinear narratives, and also shows of different relationships. So in a complicated way. So for a debut film, it's we can say that it's an audacious challenge. So my question is that during the writing of the script, do you have any difficulties, or how did you manage to accomplish the screenplay?
Yeah, I wanted to show you my dog. I thought it was cute. Yeah, I will answer now the question. Well, script writing, let me remember. Okay, so I knew I wanted to have a cast ensemble film, and I knew I wanted a lot of characters. And when I started, I was thinking of a number, what would be the party guests, and so I knew I wanted to have one drunk, which is Anka, the hilarious one. I knew I wanted to have a gay couple that was in kind of a love triangle drama, and I knew I wanted to have a mom and dad, and then kind of turned out that it would be too small, so I added up one more gay couple, just to be like crowded, and it was and this was a core. And then I knew I wanted that dad's brother would be a misfit, and then the like group of people started coming in, like guests and guests and guests, when I started to write, and it was kind of natural. But I also I knew that I wanted to have a grandmother representing the, like the elders people also in like in this microcosmal way. A little girl, her sister, and also I knew that I wanted to have one kid who would be totally aside, like somebody who watches, nobody addressed to that kid or whatever. So I had to figure out how that kid's gonna be, how that kid's gonna come to this party. So this is how I invented Ficha, who is actually from dad's side, sister's little kid. And so it's a cousin kid who nobody wanted at that party, but it came along anyway. And I don't know, I was thinking about this script for a very long time. I think I needed a year to think about it a lot. I started with the relationships, not like storylining, or I just started with the relationships. So mom and dad's marriage is broken, but they have to make a party, and at that party come along their friends who are awful, who are thinking only of themselves and never address mom or dad about their problems. And this is how I started to write, just thinking about relationships and the problems they all have and what they are bringing to the party. And so afterwards, I started writing a script with my friend Tanya Shlivar. And it was easy. After a year thinking about it, like I wrote it in 2 months, something like that. And I don't know, I think I watched a lot of Altman. Yes, because of it, and I do love him, so it was great. And he was right. Whenever you have a lot of people in the shot, it's never boring. This is what I like. It's kind of easy to make mistakes when you have a lot of people. Nobody sees them. It kind of, yeah. So it was really, really fun to do it.
OK，刚刚在荧幕中想要给观众看一下我的狗，觉得它很可爱这样子啊。那基本上您的问题呢，我的回答是，其实我一开始就蛮想要有一个这个群戏的一个电影这样子啊。那我想要我想拍的电影就是有蛮多人、蛮多角色的感觉。那我一开始呢就开始想说，到底有谁啊？因为我知道我要拍一个主要是一个生日派对，到底有谁要来这样子。那我一开始知道我要有一个喝醉酒的这个女生哈，就是片中的这个安卡这个角色。那我也想要有一个这个同志的三角恋在里面这样子。那我也想要有一个这个爸爸跟妈妈这样的角色。那只是说开始慢慢的随着一些基本的构想之后呢，我就想说，这样人好像不够，于是我又加了更多我加了这样子这个另外一对同志情侣，那也加了这个一个比较格格不入的，就是片中看到这个庞克，这个是爸爸的这个弟弟的角色这样子。那我就慢慢的往下加，然后我又想说在这个派对中呢，有很多很多这个宾客呢，这样就是一直来的这种感觉哦。那其实慢慢的有一些基础想法之后，很多东西都是慢慢的自然的就往下加这样子。那我也知道说，后来我就开始想到说，我要加入这个祖母的角色，因为祖母呢，她就代表着一个老人，那也想要加入这个你在片子看到这个小朋友的角色，因为我觉得有这些角色就是可以建构出可以这个世界的建构出一个小宇宙的感觉就是电影就可以呈现像一个小宇宙的感觉。那这个小弟弟呢，他其实呢就是大家都不太管的这个角色，没有人理他这样子，有一个局外人的感觉。那他就是通常我们在派对中这个好像某某人的表弟的表弟这样子，就是离得蛮远的，可是大家都其实不是很想要邀请他，但他又出现了这样子的这个感觉。那基本上我在脑中一直构思这样子，其实想了一年之久这样子。那其实我一开始的想法是一些这些人的关系，我倒不是先从剧情先行这样，先想好什么剧情这样子我只是有一些想法，我想说要有爸爸跟妈妈跟他们已经很破碎的婚姻，然后呢他们得要办一个派对，那有这么多这个亲朋好友来，但其实他们都是各自讲自己的问题，并没有人去关心他们真正的问题这样子，那把他们自己的问题带来派对这样。那这个构思想了一整年这样子，那实际上我后来跟我的这个编剧一起写的时候，其实只花2个月就写好，就是蛮快的这样子那我也觉得说，事实上呢，这个部分呢，是相当的幸运这样。对。
好，那我的最后一个问题是我还蛮好奇的一个部分，就是性别这个议题在故事里面其实是还蛮重要的一个重点。所谓的性别其实包括身体的欲望，或者是性向，或者是泛的称比较酷儿的一种性别的流动的状态。想请导演分享为什么想要在这个故事里面特别抓住这个主题，放在故事中。
So my last question would be the gender or sexuality represented in the film. Since that in the film we see the representation of different genders and also different sexualities, and so why would you like to incorporate these elements in your film?
I would say it came all naturally. It's a part of my life, my friends, and so because a lot of characters and everything that happens is kind of inspired by my friends and my family. So this is kind of how it came across. I didn't want it to be the theme of the movie. I just wanted for all these characters to have place in the movie, and not to question it or to deal with, just to exist without any problematic at all. And I think this is the world I would like to live in, and so I let my characters live in it. I don't know.
呀，我觉得这对我来讲其实蛮自然的哦。我觉得就像我的生活周遭、我的朋友、我的家庭，其实就是有这样的角色。那我觉得，当我在写这部戏里，本来角色很多，很自然就会有这样的人呈现在里面。我不觉得说我有刻意要把它当成片子的主题哦，但是所以本身很自然就会有这些角色，我也不想要去质疑为什么他们有这些角色存在。其实我觉得就是很自然的，他们本来就存在我们的生活之中。对我来讲呢，片中这个世界其实就是我想要生活在的世界，这样就是有这些形形色色的角色，那呈现出一个很多元的感觉。
好，那我们今天台北电影节针对国际性导演竞赛入选影片《烟消中我们狂欢》的访问就到此结束。烟消中我们狂欢这部影片在之后都还有场次，喜欢这部作品的朋友欢迎推荐给你的亲朋好友们，进戏院支持。那本届国际性导演竞赛的得奖结果即将在9月28号正式公布，也请各位影朋友多多关注。那我们也再次谢谢米莉卡导演，我们就结束今天的访问，拜拜。